Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of Highlighting the Black. It's my pleasure to welcome you here. I'm your host, Livy Liv, and this is my interactional safe space for people of color. Here, me and my guests focus on introducing dynamic dialogues as well as address and challenge social narratives that affect our opportunities, our success, our culture, and our mental health. And result, leaving us equipped with the mindset to interrogate norms instead of complying with them. So here we are, episode 9. I have my baby food pouch. I am snacking on that. I love baby food, just saying. Yesterday was the trial of the murder, for the murder of George Floyd, and happily the person who killed him is found guilty. So, and I also saw that they were deliberating for 10 hours. My love goes out to his family and to those who knew him, and I feel like yesterday's moment was definitely heart touching because you see the family's reaction, you see everybody posting it, and it's kind of like a collaborative, not like justice was served, but accountability was taken. It's really good to see it. Besides that, last Sunday was the first Sunday for Black People Meditate. I did the first session on polymoves. If you love to join me, you're always welcome. It's going to be every Sunday on IG Live at 12 o'clock p.m. I don't know, I had to go 12 o'clock p.m. IG Live. It's free. It's just me meditating, and I really hope that you join me. And I do it for 20 minutes. It's a nice just time to set aside for yourself if you just want to take a breather before the beginning of your week. Also, another announcement, Black People Read will be starting. Our first meeting will be on May 2nd. I'm like super excited. It's going to be, the club is on Facebook. It's a Facebook group called Black People Read. If you want to join, request to join, and they win the approval and you are in. And the first book will be announced on May 2nd at our Zoom call, where you'll meet me, and you'll also meet my close friend Amir Williams, who is the co-host and the moderator for the group. And I'm really excited. He's a bookworm himself, and he's an amazing person. He's actually on the show. What am I talking about? He was literally on the show. It was like the second episode. So boom, it's worth it. Get community support, and we build together, we strengthen our voices, we learn, we gain, what I'm saying? We're reading, things that we can relate to and that reflect our culture and our history. Today's episode is going to be about college. For some reason, I already planned on making an episode about it because college is definitely something that comes up a lot for me. And lately, people that I usually meet, they don't dorm. So it's usually a conversation where I'll try to get my best insight into that, because I did dorm. I was only in college for a year and a semester, but I did dorm throughout that time, and I wasn't far from home. I went to SUNY Purchase, so it wasn't that far from my house, 30-40 minute drive. That's why I picked it. It wasn't home, but it was a little farther away from my own space, what I'm saying? And I was definitely a must-have for me. I had to dorm. It was a non-negotiable. I'm gonna start with, let's start from the beginning. You apply, right? You're in high school, you apply, you pick a college that matches your financial bubble, as well as what you're looking for and how they will help you succeed, because that's what it's for, right? And not just that, other things too, but a lot of time I know a lot of people who just go to college because the person they're with is going to that college. I'm telling you now, I shouldn't have to say this. Don't do that. Please, Lord, don't do that. I please, you pick a college. Let's say you're going to dorm, right? Because this episode is going to be mainly a lot about, if you're dorming, because I want to speak on what it's like there. If it's COVID, you didn't get to dorm, that's unfortunate because you don't get that full experience. My brother actually had that. He was able to go to parties or do a lot of like group activities, etc. I'm gonna start out with the finances, right? Before you actually move into your dorm, before you choose a roommate, prepare and confirm your finances. You don't want to step into it without a really like a good strategy and a good confirmation that you are good. And if you aren't good, you have people who will help you be good, you know, like, you know, if you don't have a family who's able to, you know, financially support you, it's important that before you go to college, at least, you know, work your ass off before you go to college. If you have a summer before you work, if you have 2-3 months a year before, if whatever, work your ass off. Don't sit here acting cute, take a pic, you know, do whatever you gotta do, enjoy your life. No, work, because you don't want to be stuck in college if you're dorming with no money. You don't want to do that. We'll get into that in the episode, but really important to plan your finances. So see how much your tuition is. If you're dorming, understand how much the dorming is. Your books, your materials you need. If you are an artist, because I went to school and I majored in visual painting and drawing, I didn't realize how much money I need to fulfill this. Like, I spent over $1,000 in a year for equipment, for art equipment. Yes, if you're an artist, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, it was $500 for a package of half the shit I didn't even use. We have to use it for the classes, you have to get canvas, all this stuff, right? And prepare for unexpected costs. So you might have a class that you didn't plan on even taking that requires you to buy $100 book or a $200 book or 3 $200 books. You aren't prepared for things sometimes. So prepare and confirm your finances before you do that, right? When it comes to loans, if you are going to plan on taking out more than what you need in order for you, so you want, if you're in your head thinking like, oh, if I take out more, then I'll get that reimbursement check, right? Because that happens when you apply for more loans than you get. And you think, oh, that's money in my pocket. I can spend. That's what I did. That's what a lot of the people that I know did. A lot of people that I know in college did that. And we took out more than we got, and we got like 1,000, 2,000 back. And we think that's our bread. Even though I knew it wasn't my bread, I knew I would have to pay it back sooner or later, but I'm telling you, try your best not to do that, because when you leave college does not last forever. It might feel like it's gonna last a minute when you're in there, but it don't last forever. When you leave college, and let's say you thought you were gonna get the best job you're gonna get, you're gonna be paying all your bills on time, a new apartment, new job, great, right? Wrong, because most of the time, a lot of the time, it don't happen unless you plan on that. Unless you're going into a career where it's like almost guaranteed you're gonna get a job like a doctor or something like that. And if you build those connections and those networks while you're in college and you progress in your opportunities and you really are putting in the work, yeah, you're probably going to leave college with a valid job that you want to be in. Even if it's not your career, your goal job, you can still end up with a job that can help pay your tuition back. But there are a lot of times when that does not happen. When you leave college, you don't get the job you expected, you don't get what you just were studying 4 years in college for, you just paid almost 20 grand, 10 grand, 60 grand, 100 grand for, you don't get that job, right? So it's going to take some time, if it does take time. So you want to plan that money right. You don't want to just be taking out bread in college just because you think it's yours, or loans, and it's not yours. Take it out if you need it for tuition or for your dorm. Yes, that I think you should do if that's your option. Because I took out unsubsidized and subsidized loans. So I forgot the exact difference. Oh, one of them does not accrue interest until you graduate college. That's really, really great because interest adds up. It adds up. It accumulates while you're in college, and the other one does accumulate interest. So once you graduate, I thought this was a game. When I left college, or when I got kicked out of college, not because of bad behavior, just literally because of my grades, I was like in my head, oh, I didn't even realize so much was going on in my head. I didn't even realize that 6 months passed by, and my credit score dropped 200-300 points because I didn't realize that they were charging me for my loans, and I still have 9-10 grand left to pay. Well, really more than that, like 25. And it's like you think I'm gonna put all the money to my loan. But then when life happens, it happens. You know, you're gonna, like I say, you have rent, you have food, you have things to pay for. You just want to be prepared, right? And worst case scenario, best case scenario, random case scenario, you want to plan for travel if applicable, right? So if you are in 2 states away or not far, not close to your home, please try your best to prepare funds just in case you have to come back home. You don't know what's going to happen, you know, with the way the world is, way things happen. You're stuck in an area you don't know, like in the middle of Texas or Oklahoma or Washington. I don't know, anywhere you are and you're not familiar with the area, you don't want to be stuck there with no money. And don't depend on people you just met either, because you can't depend on that, you know. So just have emergency funds and leave it for just emergencies. Food, you definitely want to have extra money for food. I'm gonna get into that a little later. That's a big topic I want you guys to stay around for. That's really important. You know, etc. So things like if you want to go to the gym, if you want to buy gym equipment, if you want to buy clothing, you know what happens. I mean, we may say now, I'm not gonna buy any clothing because I need to save my money, right? Money's important. I'm not gonna buy any damn. I'm not gonna. Girl, trust me. When you're in college and you don't got no more party outfits, you gonna be tight. Like if you pull up to like the 3rd party, 5th party, 10th party in a row with the same outfit and a cycle, you're gonna want some new clothes. Trust me. Trust me. Although it's definitely not a real expense to really be concerned for. Hair products, all those things still happen when you're in college. Just because you're in college does not mean all these things. Hair, tech update, if you want to get a new phone, if your phone breaks, your laptop, sports. I didn't even peep, like all my friends in college were in sports. You need money to get this equipment. like a lot of my friends are in softball. They had to put out bread for certain things, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's like, not, I'm talking about like $50. I'm talking about like over $100, over $200. Sometimes I think my friend was telling me like $500. It's prepare for that. You know, if you really want to put yourself in activities, plan for extra money just to have, okay? Like if you want to be more active on campus. Now we're going to be talking about dorm life. If you are going to live in a dorm, it's not for people who are not going to live in a dorm. Even if you are not, if you want to set your room up for success, if you are just, you know, commuting, this could apply to you too, but not necessarily. If you're going to go in a dorm, my list before I went was, I think, 5 pages long. I'm a person that plans every single thing to the minor detail. And when it came to that, I was honestly over prepared, like way over prepared. I had like a lot of extra stuff that I had to get rid of, unfortunately. So there could be 2 sides to this. You plan too little or you plan too much. At least if you plan too little, you can always buy things. You know, if there's a store near campus, use that, so you don't have to probably, you know, bring as much with you. And you know, you buy as you need. You don't buy too much where you have to go back home and then you got like way too much stuff you can't fit in the car. That's what happened to me. So I'm gonna get into a big topic right now, right? A topic that lots of people wonder about. Roommates. This can go well and not so well, right? Stressful and exciting, right? A friendship or not, right? So in the beginning, I had a roommate 2 times. First time was for my freshman year. Second time was from my last semester. So this was my first semester of my sophomore year. I had a roommate. Let me just tell you right now, when you are applying for a roommate, you need, like for me, for purchase, we had to set up an account. They matched us with a roommate based on the criteria, the expectations, the things that we put in ourselves. They'd match it. Make sure if you have that opportunity, whatever you're using, whatever your school is using, for you to match you with a roommate, if you're looking for one, please, I'm telling you right now, please trust me, be 100%. You need to be confident, and when I say clear on what your rules are, what your boundaries are, and what your expectations are. All of those 3 things I think are vital for you to have a decent time living in a space that you are paying for. Okay, you are paying for it too. Don't forget that. You're paying for it. You want to have a decent experience. You don't want to be having a shitty experience with somebody that you don't like, or somebody that is not respecting you, or respecting your items, or your schedule, or the rules that you put forth. If you are respecting theirs, it needs to go both ways too. You can't just be up here and bougie thinking that, you know, you can run the world because you pay money. No, they pay money too. You both pay money to live there, right? You need to respect their boundary. You need to respect what they, you know, come to a conclusion, come to a concise, you know, agreement. And there needs to be sacrifices, of course. Like, you're not going to get 100% your way. It's not going to be that way. It's not. And if it is, then that means you found a good roommate. You know what I'm saying? So be very confident. Walk up in there, yo, I go to sleep at this time. I don't like this. If you are dirty, I will leave, or we will have a problem. You need to clean after yourself. If there's a sink, if there's dishes, you need to do your dishes. Here's our cleaning schedule. If you don't clean, then hey, we can both be dirty together. If that's what you like, then communicate that. Hey, I have class at this time to this time. Hey, I have a boyfriend, girlfriend, partner. This is what's up. They come here. What's up? What's the rules? How are you? How can I help you feel comfortable in your space? Not like, yo, my girlfriend's coming over at 5 o'clock today. No, we don't do that here. We don't do that. You say, hey, I have a partner. Do you mind if they come over, you know, 2 weeks from now or a month from now, this date, and stay for however this, you know, time? Is that okay with you? Do you have any classes? Are you comfortable with that? I'll tell you a little bit about how I approached it. I think it actually worked out very well in the beginning. For a while, actually, for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. My first roommate, I'm telling you this because I think it worked for me. At the beginning, I didn't really know, like, if you're a shy person, especially, and you don't like dealing with confrontation, or at least uncomfortable confrontation, one, get used to it. Two, you gotta step out of your comfort zone. You cannot keep allowing people to dictate how you feel, like how you want to live your life, right? And how it makes you happy, etc., right? But you want to look up in there, at least be prepared before you even meet this roommate. You know, be prepared. And if you have a chance to talk before you meet, like I did, I met her on Facebook. We were chatting it up for a bit, so I knew what she looked like. I knew that she was clean. I'm a very, very, very clean person. I said, I wrote my description, I'm extremely clean. If somebody's not clean, I will not live there. Simple as that. I will not live with them. So I told her on Facebook. She said she was clean, you know. We related to the same culture. So she was a person of color. She was a Latina, so, you know, she cooked the same food that I ate. You know what I'm saying? She grew up in the Bronx like me. So it was very cool. And we actually developed a really great friendship with our whole group of friends, and we all became very close. So it ended up working out for a bit. Like I said, make sure you have in your head, write it down, what exactly you are expecting with this person. I said to her, you know, we met, it was fine, she was very clean. So the only thing that I feel like that's really important to touch on is relationships. If you have somebody that you're with, you know, I had the issue of a person staying too long. So if they have a boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, if they are staying a week and you're not getting a heads up but in advance that they're going to be staying for a week, that's not okay. Don't sit here and think it's okay. Don't just deal with it. Don't just like leave your, what I did, I would just leave my room and like be somewhere else. That's not all right. I should be going into my room and being comfortable, you know, going to the shower, coming in, feeling all right with that. I should not be worrying about, am I coming in here for like the 5th day straight and I have to put like a whole like pajama outfit on before I even get in my room because there's a whole grown man in my room? No. And if I do, it needs to be temporary, and I need to know about it beforehand. When it comes to handling confrontations and the breaking of boundaries, I had that happen to me a couple of times, numerous times. The first roommate, a little bit, you know, came to like when their family comes over, when somebody else comes over from there, like that they know, you know, like I have a really big like paranoia of people stealing my stuff. So really, really paranoid about people always touching my things. So it had happened once, and the way you approach it has to be respectful. Can't be too blame, like, you know, yo, what's up? No, it's like, oh, hey, I know this was missing. Did you notice that too? Sorry, you get sarcastic with attitude, but you know what I mean. Hand it with respect, hand it like adults, because you are an adult, you're not a child, you're in college, you're above 18. Grow up. You need to handle your issues like an adult. You need to get comfortable with uncomfortable situations. This is a great introduction. College is a great introduction to that. A second roommate, issue of touching my bed, sitting on my bed. If you don't want people sitting in your bed, at the time, I was very like, I wouldn't say insecure, but I wasn't as confident. I didn't respect myself enough to communicate just how strongly I demand that respect. You know, just as I will respect you. Sleeping in my bed when I was not there. God. All right, so moving on to fridge and microwave situation. A lot of colleges will have a bundle for you to buy fridge and a microwave. A lot of colleges don't even permit microwaves. Mine didn't unless you bought the bundle. Some colleges do. Some let you have toaster ovens. Mine didn't. You couldn't have candles. Anything that was like flammable, you lit on fire, incense, couldn't bring it. That was kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. You know, there are just things you're gonna have to sacrifice that you can't do at home. Of course, you can't smoke in the room. There's ways to go around that. My tip to you, if you want to smoke in your room, cover the fire extinguisher with a shopping bag and a rubber band. A shopping bag and a rubber band. That's it. Try two bags though, just in case when it's ripped. Just be careful, right? Anyway, I don't promote this. Bathrooms. Will you sacrifice paying more money for a private bathroom? Will you not? Will you sacrifice saving the money for a communal bathroom? My first year at a communal bathroom, it was fantastic. I didn't mind it, but that was because my building was clean. But it was a newer building, and it wasn't as beautiful as other buildings, but it was a newer building at the campus. So I have the blessing of having a nice bathroom, communal bathroom. But I did see there were buildings there who had shitty bathrooms, and if I had to pay more money, I would have paid more money to not have that bathroom. Up to you. I think the first year, get used to sharing it, get used to that like weird scenario. You might as well save the money your first year. I wouldn't say go ham. Second year, third year, fourth year, I would say invest in your own space. Invest in probably an apartment on campus or off campus, whatever you like. You know, see how you're moving around. If not, cool, then stay in the communal bathroom. My second year, going into an apartment with just one other roommate, and we had our own bathroom, which was great because it was actually really great. I really enjoyed it. I didn't have to worry about being lit or like coming back, having to use a communal bathroom. I always was worried about people walking up in the bathroom. And so drugs, parties, and relationships. Damn it, this is a good topic. So I'm gonna start with what I wish I did. Or not even what I wish I did. I have no regrets in my life. But if I were to say, if I would have like just did this a little differently, is that I wish I wasn't in a relationship. I was someone who's always in a relationship, and it's really burdening. Like, oh my, I was in a relationship for a lot of college. Bro, when I tell you, you miss out. Don't do that to yourself. Because once college is over, and you don't know when that day will come, it could be in your third year, second to last semester, or your fourth year, your first semester. You just don't know. Live it up. You don't want to be sitting here cuffed up in your room with your partner doing shit. Okay, maybe that's not for, of course, everybody's different. A lot of people like that kind of thing. Go for it. Hey, shit. If you want to if that's you, then hey. But me personally, if you're like someone who's an extrovert and you enjoy meeting other people, you enjoy that atmosphere, you enjoy mingling and communicating and feeling free and feeling like your inner is clear, you don't have to worry about, oh my god, like, did I just flirt with him? What is he gonna say? They're best friends. Oh my god, like his best friend knows my best friend and their best friend's cousin. Like, you don't, god. If I was in a relationship, I would have a lot of stress not in my life in college. Drugs and parties, honey, let's be real. Drugs and parties are real. They're there, they're present. Let's address it, right? Drugs and drinks, please. I know you probably heard this 100 times. Once you put the damn cup down, you look away, don't touch it. Just don't touch it. You already looked away, don't fucking touch it. If you're in a party and there's don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't let nobody else make you a drink unless you making that drink and you see them, you looking at them while they're making it. Don't go home with a person if you are blacked out. Well, not blacked out, because if you're blacked out, you're not gonna know what's happening. But if you're like, what? Like, what's happening? Don't go home with somebody you just met. Don't go home with somebody you just met. If you are going to a party with somebody, you leave the party with that person. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You don't let your friend, who's probably drunk or high or whatever, if you see them leaving with somebody you don't know, that they don't know, don't let them leave. Even if they say, I'm fine, don't let them leave. Don't do that. What kind of friend are you? Not a friend. Because you want them to do the same thing for you. Is that right? Yes. Drugs are real. If you are taking acid, if you are popping Xans, Adderalls, you're smoking weed, you're doing the cokes, don't allow drugs to control and monitor your mindset. When you realize that you are sitting in class, or when you are painting, or when you are making music, or when you are reading your favorite book, when you're in the library writing your favorite fucking blog or your essay, and you're like, yo, I need to finish this faster because I gotta go smoke a cigarette or smoke some weed, or I gotta drop another acid, or I gotta drop this, I need some more Adderall. When you notice that your mind is talking to you that way, you need to say, yo, you need to watch your mouth. Then it's becoming now interactive with who you are, and it's interacting with your success and your potential, because yeah, that is robbing you of time that you could have been putting into something else. And of course, I'm not sitting here saying I didn't do that. That happened to me a lot, which is why I'm saying I understand what it's like in my head internally to have that constant yearning and that urge to do that, you know. Also, expand your friends, expand that environment for yourself. Throughout college, I literally had just the one group of friends, and I stuck to them the whole entire time, from before I even went in, because I was in EOP, to the time I left. Literally, the day I left, I was with the same group of people. Added few, of course, but what I realize now is that the people that I'm still connecting with on Instagram or Facebook, whatever, that I went to college with, I didn't get to build, you know, personal bonds, or even bonds at all with some of these people I wish I did, because I was so concentrated with staying with the same group because I was comfortable. And don't get me wrong, a lot of my friends have other friends, like they still grew relationship with other people, and you can do that. A lot of people can do that. But for someone who, like, I didn't have a lot of friends in high school or middle school, so when I found my group of friends who I can like feel like, you know, were my friends and like they're like my family, I gravitated toward it, and I was like, it took away from a lot of experiences and things that I could have been doing, instead of just feeling I had to be with them, you know. So if you feel you can relate to that, and if you are that kind of person, just look out for that. Try to separate yourself when you feel like when you had that feeling like, yo, I need to go, like I just want to like just go, just leave, and you'll trust me, the world will bring you something else to do. If there are habits that you don't want to do anymore, if you want to stop smoking, if you want to stop watching Netflix all day, doing things you don't want to do anymore with specific people, then you need to address that. You need to create those boundaries. Yo, I will not be here Monday through Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Sundays. I won't be here those days because I need to do other things, like, or I'm going to do this, or I already planned this, or I joined this activity or this group or this whatever. Start making things for yourself to do, so you have like a legit thing to do when you're not there. Like, that will keep your mind off of the comfort of being with these people, or being with people that you'd want to escape that habit. If you want to stop doing something and you surround yourself with the people who are consistently doing it in the same environment, you're probably gonna do it again. Let's be real. We know that to be true a lot of the time. Just be real with yourself, especially if you have an addictive personality like myself. But try new things, you know. Really, really, really take advantage of all the opportunities that college has for you. You know, it's a space and an opportunity for you to not have to go to work if you don't have to. I mean, a lot of people work on campus. You don't have to have like a 9 to 5. You know, even though college can be very stressful with work and homework and school and working and money, family, nothing leaves. So all the stress is still with you, but you know, it gives you more accessibility to opportunities and more connections and networks. Take advantage of it. Parties, you don't need to be at every party. You don't need to be at every single party. I had that like moment where I was like, yo, if I miss this party, like what if something happens? Like, and I'm not there. You know, like I think like I have this outfit, I want to wear it. But make sure if you are overworking yourself, if you are like never going to a party, if you've never gone to, try to like step out of your comfort zone, you know, step in a little bit, listen to friends, maybe dance, shake that booty. Give yourself and take advantage of that reliever, because when you leave college and you in the city, if you in the bitty, you know, finding parties ain't that easy. And you know, going to parties really ain't that easy. You gotta hop on the train, get in an Uber, pay for that, pay for this. You really gotta be careful now of who you going home with. Importantly, like I said before, is food. Please make sure you eat. Speaking from someone who literally was not eating, please make sure you eat. Prioritize your body. Your body, what you eat, how you eat, when you eat, how often you eat, is what creates your productivity, is what helps your brain. You need to prioritize that. And if you don't have the money, all right, cool, but still, if you don't have the money for it, even if you have, like, 'cause I know if you dorm, you pay for the meal plan, so make sure you're taking advantage of your 3 meals a day. If you have 3 meals a day, take advantage of those 3 meals a day. If only twice a day, eat twice a day. Like I said before, if you have an opportunity to plan and your finances before, do that, so you're not in situations where you have no fucking food. There were many times I did not have food, and we had to like go to friends, and a lot of times we, yo, you got mac and cheese, yo, you got a ramen left, yo, you got this, you got a cup of noodle, like you got like a bagel or something, like you got like some dry cereal, like straight up, that's what it'd be like. You got a honey bun. Like, I really sacrificed my mental and physical well-being for temporary satisfactions and thrills. So like a lot of the time we find ourselves in situations, if you're, you know, if this has happened, if you can relate, you know, I want to buy this, if I want to buy licks for the weekend, I want to make sure my hair is good for the weekend or this party or for this event or whatever. I want to, like, if you smoke weed, you know, I want to buy some weed. I need that to focus and concentrate. I need to buy some this and that. And then you sacrifice your food, you're shit all either way. Like you're screwed either way. Like, because when you are high, you're gonna want some food, and either way, you didn't eat what you should have been eating. You know what I'm saying? So if I can show you a picture of how I looked in college when I was malnourished, I didn't look so great either. Like when I tell you, crazy actually how I think about it. When I was not eating, well, properly one, but really at all, I was eating, there were days I didn't eat, and there were days where I would just have, like, you know those like to-go cereal cups that you buy in like the deli or something? I would just have like that for dinner, and I would have like a random oatmeal from Starbucks in the morning, and the oatmeal was like this small for breakfast. And one, because I didn't have the appetite to eat because I was so depressed, and two, because let's say I ran out of meals for the week, or I just didn't have the money to buy food. And if I did, you know, the money goes fast for food. You know, a lot of time you spend that on ordering out, and you know, ordering out takes up a lot of money. So it's not like you can just go to the produce store when you're in a fucking room dorm, when you have no kitchen. You can, you know, your fridge isn't big enough to store the food. You don't have a kitchen to buy food like that, you know, like, so you spend a lot of money ordering out. Not for all people, but there are a lot of times where you do. So I think rationalizing your meal plans is super helpful. Please plan out exactly, like, make sure you don't like overuse it, because you will be screwed for the rest of the week. Or if you have 2 or 3 days left, or just 2 days left, you don't want to be stuck with 2 days eating honey buns and cereal. I ate a lot of ramen. So much ramen. I have not eaten ramen since I left college, and that was 3 years ago. So don't sacrifice your mental health, please. It made me super depressed. I was suicidal at that time. This was like my last semester of college. Really suicidal. Before you go to college, try your best to, I mean, you can't do this fully because, you know, you're gonna grow and you're gonna learn more about yourself as you go, but try your best to prepare your mental health. So practice, you know, ways you can gain self-confidence. really self-reflect and write or read or draw or whatever you do to really help yourself express yourself in your best and your most pure and true form. Do that. I suggest, really trying to, you're going to find yourself in a whole bunch of different ways throughout life, past college too. Like, college is not like the whole time where you don't build expectations. God damn it, please don't build expectations on college. College is not here to like serve, like, to give you your identity. Don't do that. You are full, joyous, abundant, fulfilled. You have the love, you have the peace. You already have it. There's no need to sit here and look for things, especially a fucking education system, to tell you who you are. On the opposite side, I do think that when I know how I can use college instead of it using me, I know I can step back into those doors, into another place, or take a class online and be prepared to use those skills in the best way that I can moving forward, to make me, to improve and to strengthen my goals at that period of time. I think that's probably the best. Don't do it because you have to. Don't do it because people are telling you to do it. And if you're in a situation, you gotta go to college in order for you to even like have a house or live anywhere, then I would suggest you to college. Really embrace things with love and with openness. In college, you're going to probably see things and be introduced to things that you have never seen before. Don't feel the pressure to just pick a major that you feel like is going to bring you the most money. Like, if that's your goal, is just make money, and I guess, but I'm going to suggest you pick a major that, one, a lot of people leave college without even going into the field that they even take majors in. That's just one. Be prepared for that too. Like, don't build expectations, like I said. It might happen, it might not. It all depends on the work you put in and how you grow, how you're going to change. You're always going to change constantly. So don't just go into college. People are telling you to go into college. Oh, well, are you in school? Or do you have a job? Or what are you doing with your life? No, you're a cornball. Anyway, I'm a success by my own standards. Thank you very much. And don't just go to college for bragging rights either. Go to college because you want to grow and you want to succeed and you want to, evolve and different ways that you didn't have the opportunity to before. But when you blame yourself for growing, that's what it is. You're not wrong for not being interested in the same thing you were interested in a year ago. There's nothing wrong with that. You have this only chance to be human. So that's about it. I hope this was helpful in ways to you. If you know somebody who's going to college, or if you had questions, or if you just were curious, if you're already in college and just want to, I don't know. I'm really glad you stuck with me and throughout this episode. I hope that you were able to gain something, whether you can relate to something in here. I send you all my love and my safety and my prosperity to you, and the best in your endeavors, whatever that might look like. And it's great to have you again. It's Livy Live here, and thank you so much for listening to Highlighting the Black.
I should be like you, Mel.